Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a very interesting show set up for you. Yep, it's time to wave bye-bye to Billy Napier. And we need to answer the question, did Billy break DJ? This offense is putrid. I watched them and I was just sitting here going, what are y'all doing? You just can't even move the ball. You can't run. You can't throw. DJ Lagway, who looked really good last year, has he's disappeared. Ever since he had those 5 turnovers last week, he doesn't want to throw the ball. That's pretty obvious. And when he does, he's real careful with it, which you can't do that. When you're playing quarterback, you've got to throw with anticipation, confidence, and you've got to take some risk. He was not going to take any risk in this ball game against Miami. Those 5 interceptions were weighing on his mind heavily. Let's take a look at these numbers from last night. This 26-7, honestly, it was a closer game than that. It was 13-7, and it just got to the point to where Florida's defense was worn out. When you have a terrible offense that can't score and can't maintain any drives, the defense gets winded, and on top of that, they had injuries too. But you cannot put defensive linemen out there all game long. They lose their energy. They lose their ability to hold the line. And Miami's offense is good, and on top of that, they've got a bunch of 5-star offensive linemen that will lean on you, and that's what they did to Florida last night. When you look at these numbers, Carson Beck did not have a great game. Florida's defense was terrific. 160 yards with 1 INT. But look at Lagway, 12 for 23, 61 yards. That is terrible. Their leading rusher was 46 yards. Their leading receiver was 22. But you look in the third quarter, it's 13-7, folks. That game was well within Florida's reach if they could just do anything on offense. Look at these team stats. Florida's offense, 141 total yards for the entire game. 61 passing, 80 rushing. 2.7 yards per play. They had 7. Look at the third down efficiency. 0 for 13. I have never, ever seen that.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
We're talking about an SEC club here, playing an ACC, and they just bullied them. They just pushed them around and smacked them around. 0 for 13 on third down. That's literally impossible. 7 first downs the entire game. How'd they even score any points? And you can see with the Florida folks, they have become lethargic, and it's pretty obvious depression has set in Gator world.
And then depression set in.
Yeah, no doubt. Now I'm going to let you see a couple of Florida YouTubers and see how they're reacting to this thing. Now this first guy, he's been pretty much realizing that Billy's had to go for a while now. He's been trying to stay positive, which is really hard to do. He's done a better job than I would. And I was actually watching High Top, their watch party last night. I tuned in for about 20 minutes, and I heard at one point they had talked to a guy that was down there at the game, and he said the defense is gassed. Game's over. And this was like in the third quarter. He's like, if they don't move the ball, it's over because the defense can't go out there anymore. And the fella I'm going to show you now is Locked On Gators. He's the guy that pretty much told you and explained why they let coaches go so early down there, even though they haven't with Billy Napier yet, because they expect natties down there. They got 2 with Urban, 1 with Spurrier, and they win in basketball too. So they want natties or you need to go. Well, they're never going to win a national title with Billy Napier. That's just perfectly obvious to anybody that has ever watched sports. And this guy, he's had it. You can just tell.
And yeah, look, this one, this game is brutal. I'm just checking my phone in hopes of seeing a Pete Thamel notification. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to do that in hopes of seeing a Pete Thamel notification that will hopefully give me some joy in my life. But that's not the case right now. It's just not. But this game was rough, right?
Yeah, he's looking for a notification that Billy's been let go on a Sunday, which is normally when they would do it. They are off this week, so it's possible we might get a notification that Billy's been let go. I kind of get the feeling they won't because the defense is playing so well. They could have won that ball game. It was third quarter and they're down less than a score. But that's where Florida folks are. They're done with Billy. They were done with him last year, and then DJ kind of drug him across the finish line. Well, DJ can't do that anymore, obviously. And here is Allie Peak. Now, Allie is probably one of the most lenient, decent people out there when it comes to covering college sports. Very professional. And if she gets on you and is done with you, you got a problem.
This offense is broken. Not struggling, not needs time. It's broken. 32 yards in the first half, 32. 1 first down through the first 2 quarters. 0 for 13 on third down. Florida is the first FBS team to do that since 2022. 141 total yards for the game. That is the lowest single game total under Coach Napier. DJ Lagway, a kid with all the talent in the world, looked like a shell of himself. He completed 12 of 23 passes for just 61 yards. Not because he can't throw, but because Napier and this offensive staff have handcuffed him. No trust, no shot downfield. There's no rhythm to this game at all. And when did he get chances? Receivers dropped passes. One even ran the wrong route on a critical 4th down. So yes, Lagway threw 5 interceptions against LSU. But I don't know that this was the answer. This was coaching scared. This was predictable, and this was painful.
Yeah, this is not the Florida football that I grew up watching. And I will tell you this, if you don't like Florida and you're out there, you root for another team, this guy being one of them, you'd better enjoy it while it lasts, because I can promise you this, it will not last. Florida will come back from this. They are in a hotbed of recruiting down in Florida, and they've got a big name and lots of money. They will find a good coach at some point, and they will give return to their former glory, because you can't keep them down forever.
I'll be back.
And it's going to cost them $20 million to get rid of Billy. It was $27 last year. They had the money ready to go. They're just going to have to pay him off and go find a coach. And it's probably going to be Lane Kiffin. If I had to guess right off the bat, that would be number 1, 2, and 3 as far as who they want. There are other coaches out there that they'll look at, but he will be their first go-to. And I think he'll take it, if I had to guess. Now, what would be best for us as I'm a Tennessee fan, would be him to win enough games, get to 6 or 7 wins here at the end, because their schedule is a nightmare. I'll show it to you. Yep, their only victory is against the Land Sharks. And look, everybody in Florida is whooping up on them. USF has beaten them, Southern Florida. Now Miami's beating them. You know darn well. Guess what Florida State's going to do?
Oh, you better believe that's a paddling.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be a paddling. And then they got to play Tennessee, Ole Miss, Kentucky, Georgia, Mississippi State, Texas A&M. They got Texas coming into the swamp. It's just all brutal all the time. I don't know how they wound up with this terrible schedule, but it's as rough as it gets. And they're 1-3. They needed to be at least 2-2 to have any chance of probably getting bowl eligible. But ideally, if he could somehow get to 7 wins.
Not against my Vols. Let's not go crazy.
He could save his job, but he may not get through this off week. This is tough. I mean, it's hard to come up with $20 million when you got to come up with another $20 million for the players. Oh, and you got to fire all the assistant coaches just about. You got to pay them off. That's probably another $3 or $4 or $5 million bucks. It gets real expensive. And you got to have money for the new coach. And Lane's not coming cheap, or whoever they pick. Who knows? Maybe Lane will stay loyal to Ole Miss. I highly doubt it, but you never know. But it's bad at Florida. And as far as DJ, I don't think DJ can rescue him this year. He saved him last year. DJ needs to get the crap out of there, or whoever. Look, what he needs is Lane Kiffin to come to Florida and rehabilitate him and get him in the right mind. Lane could do it. I think he could fix DJ. He's a great athlete, and I've seen him make some tremendous throws, but he's in a funk right now. Those 5 interceptions kind of broke him a little bit mentally. He needs to get out of that mindset. He needs the right coach to bring him out of it.
Billy Napier ain't the guy.
Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's me know continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, boom, and boom. Hit that little button right there. It won't cost you a dime. Help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.